Hola, I'm John Olson. Bienvenidos to Next Stop from Countdown City. Welcome to San Antonio, also known as the Alamo City. San Antonio is Texas's most visited city by tourists, and for good reason. There's a lot to see and do here. We'll feature a few of those highlights. We'll also bring you an amazing Latin Grammy Award-winning artist. It's also called the Countdown City because of its area code, 210, which is our countdown to fun, which starts now. We've just arrived in San Antonio. This is my first trip here. I can't think of a better way to see your city than on the river, man. This is awesome.
I get to meet people from around the world. They're all coming together here for a city park, but it's also, of course, welcome to visitors. All right, hello, good afternoon, and welcome to San Antonio, my hometown. We're gonna cruise through the most historic, the most exciting sections of the Riverwalk. I'll tell you a lot about this story. The history, the city and the Riverwalk have been growing up together for centuries now, and I'll tell you about the stories of the buildings that we see along the way too. Do you notice that an audience could sit there on the left side? Imagine 800 people like completely filling the hill. Or imagine a concert happening on the other side of the water, because on my right, on the starboard side, there is a little clearing that's a stage. If you're curious about that, like how long has this all been here, it's actually quite a rich story. We started with a river. Yes, we're on a real river. We're on the San Antonio River's natural path. And then the Riverwalk was a federal government project to have a park on a river. 1929, the Tower Life building was designed by architects Atlee Ayers and Robert Ayers. There are little details around the second floor, like faces and monsters and flowers by the second floor windows. Superstition says having the ugly faces, the monsters, and the gargoyles, the building is protected from bad luck and evil spirits. Okay, the next building on the right side, a brown brick building built in 1926, used to show black and white silent movies in it. On the left side, let's look at this next building, a tall yellow building, and people say it looks like it's gonna fall down. Let's see if you agree. It looks like a freestanding wall. Well, don't worry about that, okay? It's not gonna fall down. There's a sharp angle on the corner of the whole building, like a triangle. And high and to the right, an observation tower is the tallest structure in San Antonio. We don't have 60-story buildings, but we have a tower that's the height of a 60-story building, so you can take a look around. This was the Hemisphere Expansion Project for our fair, which was called Hemisphere. On the left side of the boat, part of the convention center is decorated with an amazing tile mosaic. That's not a painting. There's no paint involved. The tile mosaic is made out of little stone pieces, mostly 1 inch wide, and it was assembled to show cultures coming together.
I like what you said on the boat, that you've met people from all over the world, but at the end of the day, we're what?
We're all in the same boat.
That was good, I like it. When you travel, what do you tell people about San Antonio? Why should people come to San Antonio?
I like to say that it has a small town feel, right? We're not one of the biggest cities in terms of skyscrapers, but we still have a lot to offer. And with our growing tourism industry, with our parks, you know, we have a number of theme parks and other attractions that are away from the Riverwalk. I think there's something unique that you're just not going to find in another place.
I would agree. Thanks for having us, man.
Great meeting you.
Good to meet you too. Coming up on Next Stop, where Davy Crockett made famous, and a restaurant that never closes. You can't come to San Antonio, Texas, and not visit the world-famous Alamo. This is really a treat for us. This is the first time we've been here. Teach us. Tell us about this beautiful place.
Welcome you to the Alamo. Now, we're at a different spot. Most people who come here head straight towards the church, but this is the actual historic entrance to the Alamo compound.
So the Alamo structure that I know of the Alamo is way the heck over there, and we're all the way over here, but we're still in the Alamo.
That it really does show how big the compound is. And on the sidewalk, if you come down here and there's gray stone, What that represents is an irrigation ditch that ran through the Alamo.
So the man, Davy Crockett, was here.
He's at the Alamo, and for many people, you know, the Alamo wouldn't be the Alamo without Davy Crockett. And that's why his death here really matters, is because for many people it's like, I don't know where the Alamo is and what does it have to do with me. But when you throw him into it, it's like, Davy Crockett was killed where? And so it really makes people more interested.
So this is what I'm talking about. This is so much larger than it looks from out there. This is beautiful. The grounds, the foliage is absolutely gorgeous.
It really is. And what we're entering here, this is behind the church, and this is a 1930s era park that created a green space.
So this is fun. I like that you guys are all dressed up in your period costumes.
This is typical for 1830s, and what we've got are we're in the hot months, and so both of them have on lightweight trousers. These are rapid firing weapons. You may want to say, well, how fast is a rapid firing weapon in 1836?
Probably a little less rapid than they are today.
A little, 3 times a minute.
Oh, that's pretty good.
So 3 times a minute, 100 yards, but when they're empty, you still have a weapon. And that's where
yes,
the bayonet comes in. Important step. Ready.
Ready?
Aim.
Aim.
Fire.
Fire! Let's talk about the battle. How long did it last?
It's a 13-day long siege, 12 days being the siege, where Santa Anna is cutting off reinforcements, cutting off an escape, about 200 of them that are dead. And then you have, on the Mexican side, maybe 500 dead and wounded.
This has been a great day. I'm pleasantly surprised with San Antonio, and the Alamo was wonderful. I thought it really was just this, but yet it's this expansive, beautiful grounds.
Yep.
And thank you for sharing the history, and thank you for sharing the Alamo.
You're
Dr.
very
Winters, it's a pleasure. With a population of 1.3 million people, San Antonio is the 7th most populous city in the United States, second only to Houston in the state of Texas. From 2000 to 2010, it was the fastest growing U.S. city among the top 10, and it receives over 26 million visitors a year, making it the most popular tourist destination in the great state of Texas. It also plays host to the 4-time NBA champion and much beloved San Antonio Spurs. For more information on this great U.S. city, go to visitsanantonio.com. Since 1941, family-owned Mi Tierra has been feeding hungry locals and tourists alike. It's become an institution in this great city of San Antonio, and for good reason. I love a good family story, and you have a very good family story.
Well, thank you. You know, it all started with my grandfather Pedro and my grandmother Cruz Cortez. We're in a place where the restaurant actually opened, and so with $150 that he borrowed from an aunt and uncle, he opened his restaurant. The story goes, in 1951, this was the original restaurant, or actually the original main dining room. We kept all the paneling and the original booths as well, so it kind of keeps that homey feel. Yeah.
I love all the colors. It's Christmas year-round in Mi Tierra.
Yeah, that's right, year-round.
So who got to do all this?
Well, you know, it's been a couple of artists who worked on the mural. The original artist was Jesus Garza. Now, the current artist is Robert E. Duarte. There's artists, there's presidents of Mexico.
There's your family.
And my family. I mean, this is my grandfather, Pedro, my grandmother, Cruz. All about the experience and more than anything else, and about what we do to make this room and all the spaces that the folks are in. They enjoy themselves, have a good time. The music, the art on the wall, the lights on the ceiling,
And at the end, it is about the food. All this food's gone by me, and I have yet to taste your food.
Well, we're doing that next.
I am in.
All right, let's do it.
I said I was hungry. I don't know if I'm this hungry. Holy smokes.
Well, this is a little part of what we serve here at Mi Tierra. We're truly, a capital Tex-Mex food. So you get a little bit of everything here. You get cabrito, baby goat. You get ground beef in a poblano pepper. You get carnitas. And over here, because we're open 24 hours a day, we never close. But we also do chilaquiles, which is a breakfast dish.
Let's dine, man. Let's dig in.
Let's do it.
I don't even know where to start. Up next, a city doing the right thing and one of our all-time favorite hotels. The San Antonio River Authority is passionately committed to the preservation and sustainability of the San Antonio River Watershed, and they're doing a great job of it. Let's check it out. So tell us about the San Antonio River Authority. What's the purpose?
River Authority, really what we do as a regional agency is take care of the San Antonio River from here in Bexar County, where the river starts, 240 miles south of here, all the way towards the Gulf Coast.
It doesn't always look like this. It's all the different seasons happen, so obviously it looks much more colorful certain times of year. I think this is pretty beautiful today as well, though.
I enjoy it all year round, but you're absolutely right. There's going to be different colors for different seasons, depending on when visitors may be here in town.
I noticed people riding bikes by, walking by. We're going to take the golf cart.
We are.
The blue, you said blue bonnets. We'll call this our blue bonnet golf cart.
Perfect.
All right, let's do it.
All right. We've got plenty of turtles that are sunning themselves on the rocks here. So it's really a great place for folks. If you're a bird watcher, this is really going to be a paradise for you to come enjoy. If you really like just to get out and enjoy nature, running and walking and biking is definitely a place to be out here. But if it's just someone who just wants to watch birds or butterflies, for example, we have lots of migratory monarchs that fly through this area as well. So this is really creating a habitat that's going to be a wonderful benefit not only for us humans to enjoy, but for the other species that we share this area with. So what we have here is one of many B-cycle stations that are all along the San Antonio River, both through downtown, north of downtown, and all the way south here on the Mission Reach project. You can check them out. There's stations all over the river. You ride them for about 30 minutes from one destination to the other. You park it back in, you get out, you enjoy your destination, then you come check out another bike and go to the next destination.
I'm very impressed.
So we're here at the Mission Concepción portal. There are 4 portals along the Mission Reach project, and they're designed to reconnect the San Antonio River with the historic 1700s era missions that are here in town. And this one was actually built up. We had to walk up these steps to get a little bit higher so that we could actually create a view shed. So what we see here off in the distance there, you can see the 2 towers of Mission Concepción that was built around the 1730s, 1740s time frame. So the river actually flowed much closer to Mission Concepción back in the 1700s when it was built. Over the years, we've channelized the river for flood control and kind of controlled it as much as we could. So we couldn't really restore the river back to its original 1700s era flow at this area. But we wanted to make that connection again between the river and the missions. So we have this portal so we can have that connection here. Even though it's not exactly the way it was in the 1700s, we still get that sense that the river and the mission are connected. Okay, so we're standing literally right next to San Antonio River here.
We get to be by the river.
We're getting close to it here. This Mission Reach project, we've seen a lot of the riparian habitat restoration. We've talked a lot about that already today, but we've done a lot of work to restore the actual river itself. We're not just doing this for the birds and the fish, we're doing it for us to enjoy. So we've put all these canoe chutes in. So if you're out here and enjoying a day of paddling or kayaking, you can just shoot right through this. You don't have to get out and portage around it. So we're really trying to do something good for the environment, but making it recreationally enjoyable for us as well.
You've done a great job. Stephen, thank you so much.
Thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
Alaska Airlines offers daily nonstop service from San Antonio to Seattle, gateway to the Pacific Northwest with convenient connections to Canada, Hawaii, and Mexico. Their award-winning service is operated on Boeing 737 state-of-the-art aircrafts, one of the youngest fleets in the industry. For more information, visit alaskaair.com and learn how you can explore more and spend less on Alaska Airlines. The Westin La Cantera Hill Country Resort is perched atop one of San Antonio's highest points, overlooking the breathtaking Texas Hill Country. It's ideal for families, business travelers, leisure travelers, and this week, for our next stop crew. This lovely resort has 508 guest rooms, a full-service spa, and 6 pools, including a kids' pool and an adults-only pool. But let me clue you into a little gem I found. One of the pools even has its own built-in massager. No extra charge. Located just a few hundred yards from the main resort, the Casita Village is a unique escape within an escape. The village is made up of 11 casitas, or little houses in Spanish, and each one is named after famous Texas ranches, which is apparent in their classic Texas style of their interiors. The coolest part about staying in the casitas, each unit comes complete with its own golf cart to motor around this 535.9-acre property. But please, be courteous of other drivers, and don't text and drive. Now let's check out the resort's many dining options and world-class golf. We're in Francesca's, which is obviously fine dining.
Very fun. It's very fun. It's very fine. But it also, we use a lot of local farm-to-table or our local CSA, which is community-sustained agriculture. And every Friday we get amazing fruits and vegetables of the season come in, and we are constantly evolving with our menus here at Francesca's.
So you guys also have special events. We were actually fortunate enough the other night to be a part of one of those where everybody made their own rubs. That was cool.
Yeah, it's our spice rub orientation class. We'll go the gamut of all the different spices and then what they do. Are there classic pairings? You know, what do you want to do with your outcome of your spice? Do you want it to be big and bold and spicy, or do you want it to be something that's approachable to a lot of different guests, or do you want to do something that's seasonal? You know, different seasonal rubs that you could add to your dishes.
There are 36 holes of championship golf here at Westin La Cantera, and Steve, this is spectacular.
The golf courses are very playable for anybody. It doesn't matter what type of player you are, high handicap, low handicap. Women find the golf courses to be very friendly to them, so I think that's a huge advantage for us.
This is also a great location. You've got Six Flags right down there. So when you're done golfing, you head over there and hit a roller coaster.
You can head over there and hit a roller coaster, or if you like, you can go over to the shops at La Cantera and spend a lot of money over there.
Really get a good idea of the size of this property. How big is this property?
Well, this that we're on right now, we're on the resort course at La Cantera, and this one, the golf itself is 250 acres. So it's large, it's very large. The Palmer course that we have, which is a signature course by Arnold Palmer, is about 158 acres.
What do you tell people about San Antonio? I see that you're from Iowa. What do you tell your friends in Iowa about San Antonio?
I tell them that you can come and play golf year-round because the weather's beautiful. If you don't mind the heat just a little bit in the summertime, but other than that, it's absolutely beautiful. And I think the other thing you'll find here is the hospitality is beyond belief.